All right, folks, welcome back to another tier list. Last time we looked at one of my favorite bands, Sabaton, and I ranked all their albums. And today, it's Joey's turn. He's be ranking what appears to be Gorillaz.
Yeah, I think
I don't see
silverbacks. Gotta be.
That's not a species. Hey, bend over. Where's my bat? Where's my Joey bat? It has a dent specifically shaped like your head.
Is it a silver bat?
It's a silver bat. Anyways,
so I have a few favorite bands, but I feel like if I did, among those are, I'd say it kind of started with Green Day, honestly, and then kind of evolved into Panic at the Disco for a while. Then after that, it became this band, Gorillaz and everything. Well, actually, probably before that, it was Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters. And then currently, I'd probably say it's Nine Inch Nails. I feel like if I tried to do a tier list on any of those other ones, it would take a while. So I'm like, you know what? Let's. I got some interesting takes on Gorillaz.
Cut and dry.
Well, yeah. Also, because I'm like, you at least know some of these songs. I don't think you really know a whole lot of Nine Inch Nails songs or anything like that.
At least not by name.
Yeah, but yeah, and plus I feel like there's more crossover here. A lot of nerds like Gorillaz.
I know one song.
You might know more than you think, but yeah. So let's start out with the debut album. Now, while we do this, I think I'm gonna.
Joey, please. She's taking all she can.
Here, I'm just gonna type in Gorillaz albums. Just gorilla. Singular gorilla.
Singular gorilla.
Just so I have a reference.
Do you want to use my phone for this?
That might be better. Just because it's easier.
Yeah.
Okay. This first one. Yeah, just type in Gorillaz albums, and then I can just click. Oh, here. Even easier. Just so then I can just remind myself what songs it has. Okay. So this first one, I'm gonna say.
Oh, this one also didn't have an F tier.
I don't think there's any of them I would put in F tier.
That's good.
For the time being.
That being said, this one goes in F tier.
So, the debut album, it's kind of like what Eric said with the Sabaton list and everything. It was good, but it's not what they would become.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were still kind of working things out.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, I think it's a B tier.
It's a B tier.
It's a B tier album. It's
Joey, this is Gorillaz, not bees. Can you imagine bee metal?
I'm trying to think. It's got some of the classics on it. It has the one you probably know.
Which one?
It's the I Ain't Happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's what Clint Eastwood's from?
In a bag I got sunshine. In a bag the future is in a bag.
I'm useless in a bag.
Yes, it's got Clint Eastwood. What are some of the other singles? Tomorrow Comes Today was one of them.
Finally, someone let me out of my bag.
Rock the House was another one. It had the same guy from Clint Eastwood on it, Del the Funky Homo Sapien. We were looking for a name for your Del!
Yes!
Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
There we go.
Yeah. I really like Punk off of here. That's a good one.
Like Punk the song or Punk the genre?
Yes. That's the thing with early Gorillaz is that they really kind of tried every genre.
I was gonna say what genre?
So it doesn't really always fit cohesively.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a song on here that's like a what is it? That's it's a 3-minute song in Spanish, and it's like got like a jazzy vibe to it, and it's like. This could be nowhere but a Gorillaz album.
I was gonna say, what genre is this band?
I'd say there's two guys. It's a 2-piece thing, and then they have a bunch of features, which that's depending on the Gorillaz fans. Some Gorillaz fans love the features. Some Gorillaz fans can't stand the features. But basically, it's kind of like a living, breathing project. Meaning that like it always has two aspects. Jamie Hewlett is the guy who does all the art. He's actually done art for other bands and everything. Some that are also my favorite bands.
He has a very distinct style.
Oh yeah, he did stuff for Tank Girl, I want to say, back in the day. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I have not.
It was a comic. But yeah,
Was it a girl who drove a tank?
Well, I think Nostalgia Critic did a video on the live action version, which is known for being like an awful movie.
Oh, that's sad.
But you know, that's comic book movies back then,
right?
But yeah, he handles all the art, and then Damon Albarn of the band Blur does all the music stuff. And Blur's a punkier band, but this band has a lot of hip hop influences in it. So like they'll bring on a lot of like hip hop artists and everything like that. But yeah, they kind of, that's what I like about them, is that you never really know what you're gonna get. One of the bigger ones off of this I forgot about is 19-2000. That's a bop right there.
That's not a real year.
But
that's not how years work.
But yeah, there's other ones on here that I love.
God, what would that'd be the year 192,000.
But we could talk about it forever. It's a good album, but in my opinion, their next one's even better. Their next one here, which real quick, we're gonna rank this one while we're at it, because this is all the basically the B-sides of the album, of this album, and there is one. There's not much to mention on here. It's mainly remixes of songs that are on this debut album. But there is one song that happens to be one of my favorite Gorillaz songs, and that's Ghost Train off of here. I don't know if I can rank this just because it's not really an album. So you know what? I think I'll keep it down here, but has an honorable mention for the one of the better, because there's other ones too.
Oh, you can just throw it on there. If you just include the list up, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Where would I put you? Well, you know, we'll wait. We'll wait.
We'll get to that. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
Their next actual album, though, is Demon Days. Demon Days.
That's the album I'm most familiar with.
Yeah, that's like the album. You know, that's one of the ones that they're known most for. You would probably know another song off of this.
Yes.
There we go. This has Feel Good Inc. on it.
Yes. Okay. Oh, good. I know two songs.
Which has a special place in my heart. I actually performed it with some friends at an art show. It's also got, you know, some of the honorable mention. I mean, first let's go through the singles. It's got Kids with Guns.
Oh my God! Someone needs to stop them.
It's got a killer, you know,
evil gay baby. Why did you kill that family before?
Since they had Clint Eastwood on the last album, they have Dirty Harry on this one, which is really good.
Yeah.
It's got Feel Good Inc. Obviously. It's got El Mañana. That's like a more kind of a ballady kind of thing. And it's got Dare. Dare's the one, you might also know that one.
It's I participated in 5th grade.
it's coming up, it's Dare. It's been like meme to like.
I think you're right. I think I do know that one.
Yeah. Really good song. I'd say my favorites off, I love some of the B-sides. Last Living Souls is good. Every Planet We Reach is dead. November Has Come, also one of my favorite Gorillaz songs in general, has MF Doom on it. And I like White Light because it's kind of got that same like punky vibe from Punk on the last one. This album's basically just the last one, but better. Also, Don't Get Lost in Heaven's really good too. Next and then in that theme, they also put out a B-sides thing for this. This one's called D-sides, as opposed to G-sides, their last one. It's got like rockin'. It's all right, but it's not as good as G-sides. Next actual album is our first S tier. This album.
What album is it?
I'm gonna have two in S tier. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
What's the name?
This is Plastic Beach.
Okay.
You probably like it's very like the whole theme is like very like environmentalist and everything, as you can hear from the name. It's probably the best Gorillaz album.
Okay.
Like, I feel like most people, it's either Demon Days or Plastic Beach for them. This is the one this isn't my pick for the favorite. This is the one I think that is the best Gorillaz album.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You'll see my pick in a little bit. This one, it's, I think it's just the like, what's called the hands down no argument like best one. It's got a great opening with Snoop Doggy Dogg. White Flag's really good. Rhinestone Eyes is probably one of my favorite Gorillaz songs. Stylo has Bruce Willis in the music video, which is super fucking weird. Super Fast Jellyfish with De La Soul. They're the same guys that did Feel Good Inc. with them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, a lot of these features come back. Empire Ants is great. On Melancholy Hill is a big single for them. Broken's good. Plastic Beach is awesome. Yeah. There's like, yeah, it's a good album. It's got a good concept to it and everything.
Nice. I will say, lately I've definitely fallen in love more and more with the idea of a concept album.
Oh yeah.
I like between the War Little End All Wars and Corollas Rex, and then also like just the stuff Victoria's been putting out. Like, I kind of love the idea of like you have like these songs that like, loosely tell a story together.
Oh yeah. Well, that's part of the reason for my next pick here, which real quickly, there's The Fall. I'm also not going to rank that because that's an EP. It's got some good tracks on there. I think if we're like ranking them down here, I would probably put it right after G-Sides. But yeah, I'm not gonna really go through the tracks on it. It was kind of like the main guy Damon Albarn fucking around on his iPad.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? It came out with some cool stuff.
All right,
but not like their best.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's see here. We're gonna go from one S to the other.
Oh wow.
So most Gorillaz fans,
back to back.
Most Gorillaz fans. Well, there was a long period of time between these.
Okay.
Plastic Beach came out in 2010. I want to say this one came out in 2017.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit.
I will see you that, and raise you that. For my two S's in the Sabaton list,
yeah,
they are literally a decade apart.
Well, I can raise you that, and Tool fans have been waiting over a decade for an album.
Oh, damn.
They finally dropped one song that was sort of mid, and Tool fans will regard it as like the second coming of Christ.
Well, yeah, because it's a miracle that it exists.
Exactly. They're like, guys, it doesn't have to be good. It just
has to exist.
Exactly.
It just has to be.
Oh.
Anyways, you were saying.
Okay. So
it just has to be.
Most Gorillaz fans would rank this down. They'd probably rank it in F if I'm being frank.
Really?
They hate this album.
Wow.
I am not most Gorillaz fans.
I see that, yeah.
This is where I really started getting. I mean, I was into the band beforehand, but this was like the first album I was like, I felt a part, involved in, because it was like coming out, Good for it,
Good for it. You beat me to it.
It also helps that I had two other friends that love this album, and we listened to it nonstop together. So there is part of that is like nostalgia,
right?
But yeah, the intro track with Vince Staples is really good. Strobe Light's good. Saturn's Bars, that was a big one. Moments is everyone says like it's deafening, the drums on that track, because the drums hit you like a freight train. I like it.
The bass hits you so hard you can press charges. Yeah.
Submission with Danny Brown is good. I just saw him in concert. Charger is probably one of my favorite tracks on here. It's the same thing. It's got one of the, like, whenever Gorilla does like punky songs, it always turns out good. Probably because his background is a punk band.
Gasp.
Right. Andromeda's another favorite. I know Owen got annoyed how much I used to play that song. Yeah, Let Me Out's good. She's My Collar is probably my favorite track on this. That's the one I play the most. Even like, I'm not gonna get into the like deluxe stuff and everything, but there's some tracks on there I love. I'm not saying every part of this project is flawless. There's some slower moments and everything, but I also really like its message. It's basically like post-apocalyptic after certain people, you know, got in power and everything like that. On like, what's the worst case scenario?
Yeah, that's right, the Swedes.
And it's basically like, our world is ending, so let's throw like the biggest party we can, you know. And so like you were saying, you know, about like not everything has to be a concept, you know. Sometimes it's just nice to have like a bunch of tracks that just like work, you know,
themed together.
Yeah, feels like it's a bunch of random jumbled tracks. A reason why a lot of people don't like it is because Damon Albarn, the main guy, kind of takes a back seat on this, and it's littered with features.
Oh, I think you talked to me about this one.
And that's why a lot of people don't like it, because they're like, well, for a Gorillaz album, there's not a whole lot of Gorillaz on it. And I'm like, yeah, but the features are fire.
Right. Like, it makes up for that.
Yeah. This next album...
Ooh, real quick.
Yeah.
Before you move on, I want to point out, I find it funny that, like, I feel like, so... Are those like your two? Those are the only two S's you're gonna have in there? You think?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so in that case, we kind of mirrored each other.
Oh, really?
So like, well, like you said, Plastic Beach is like you said, like that's like probably the best album.
Yeah, probably.
Is that mostly agreed upon?
I'd say like a refined Gorillaz fan, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, it's either that or the one right below it, Demon Days.
Okay. So yeah, because Sabaton kind of has a similar thing. Most people agree Gorillaz Rex is in the top 3. Top 3 best albums of all time.
Yeah.
Usually the number 1 slot's pretty debated. But
like no one likes the newest one, and you do?
Well, you see, okay, it's not that no one likes it, it's that I've watched a bunch of tier lists. Most people tend to put The War That'll End All Wars in the like dead center, like you're right in the middle. I think I mentioned like one of them. Oh yeah, Great War, or no? Oh, it was the Art of War. That one, like that's like usually in the uppers, like in the upper middle. Yeah, dude, Great War. I've seen almost everyone put it like dead center. It's like right in the middle. It's like it's equal good, equal bad. I'm like, no, this album is perfect.
You cannot tell me otherwise.
You can't convince me otherwise. But
hey, man, at the end of the day, you got to remember, you like what you like.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Oh yeah, no, it's great that everyone can have such differing opinions on the same music. But yet we're all still fans of the thing.
Well, to give you an example, I like, you know, one of the biggest music reviewers on YouTube, Anthony Fantano. He gave Plastic Beach basically a 10 out of 10. He gave Humans like some really low score and everything.
Oh wow.